let's talk about Caitlin Clark. We got two things. We got Colin Cowherd coming out and making some comments that I think are, in my opinion, pretty obvious. Caitlin Clark going through practice. And in case you do not realize, tomorrow night, huge game for the Indiana Fever against the hated Cheryl Reeve-led Minnesota Lynx. But if you're not ultra dialed into the league and you're just dialed into sports in general, I think these comments might surprise a lot of people. But he talks about Caitlin Clark and trading her away from the Indiana Fever.
What makes Caitlin Clark so important that Colin Cowherd says she's the most untradeable athlete in all of sports? From breaking TV ratings to boosting merchandise sales and revitalizing an entire league, Clark's impact is unprecedented. But what will her return from injury mean for the Fever's chances in the Commissioner's Cup? And could Indiana handle the meltdown if she ever left?
Now, Cheryl Reeve is the coach that, of course, was involved in leaving Caitlin Clark off the Team USA 5-on-5 team. She's going through, getting some shots. There she is, grabbing her own rebound, passing the ball to Aaliyah, and heading to the back of the line. I don't want to hear 3x3. I don't blame her for saying no. She shouldn't have been part of that. I mean, Diana Taurasi literally contributed nothing.
Let's break it all down. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
And so that's a pretty big game. It's going to be on Amazon. There's obviously going to be a major crowd, and the Lynx is one of the best teams in the league. And it makes you wonder, what's going on? Is there a possibility? Could they be targeting tomorrow night? This game, I went and looked.
Yeah, I mean, I feel good. I'm going to be day-to-day from here on out, and doing everything I can to put myself in position to play the next game every single time. You know, that's always my goal, is to be available for the next game. And
Caitlin Clark didn't just enter the WNBA, she took it by storm. Coming off a legendary college career where she shattered records like it was routine, she carried that same energy straight to Indiana. From day one, she transformed the Fever into must-watch television. Before Clark, the Fever weren't exactly top billing in the league. Attendance, merchandise, and relevance barely making a ripple.
You know, we're just trying to progress slowly, making sure that we don't have any setbacks, so mostly offensive, non-contact work.
doing everything I can with the medical staff to be able to get my body right, to be able to do that. And but yeah, I feel good, and you know, just going day by day.
No, she didn't participate in everything. She's still working her way. A lot of non-contact shooting stuff.
She's trying to put herself in a position to get back for the next game. I don't know how to take this because it looked like after she came back from the quad injury that she wasn't going to play.
But when she laced up, everything shifted. Overnight, Indiana became one of the hottest tickets in the WNBA. Networks wanted her games, fans filled arenas, and suddenly kids across the country wore Fever jerseys with Clark on the back. She wasn't just a draft pick. She became the face of a franchise. But it hasn't been all smooth for Clark and the Fever. Her quad injury earlier this season brought things to a screeching halt. The Fever, already struggling with depth and their lack of defensive presence, found themselves in even deeper water without her.
Yeah, she's untradeable. And I don't know, you know, I think Indiana, for the kind of player she is and her demeanor, I think it's a perfect spot for her to be in. If Indiana moved off of her, I think the fan base would absolutely revolt. She turned the Fever and the league around. She's untradeable. It goes on to talk about what she's done to the television ratings.
And here's the question everyone keeps asking. Is the team doing enough to maximize the prime years of their star? Front offices dream of finding a player like Clark, but building a team around her isn't just a luxury, it's a responsibility. Are they up for it? Colin Cowherd doesn't seem to think Indiana could ever afford to screw this up, calling Clark the most untradeable athlete in all of sports. And honestly, he's not wrong. Think about it. Clark's not just playing basketball, she's turning the WNBA into must-see entertainment. Her games break viewership records. Fever jerseys are flying off the shelves. If she ever left, total chaos, and Cowherd even warned of a fan revolt. Imagine furious Fever fans burning merchandise on social media or season ticket refunds pouring in. It's that serious. So, with her return to practice right before the Commissioner's Cup, the weight on her shoulders is heavier than ever. This isn't just about scoring points. It's about giving the Fever hope, giving the league momentum, and proving the Fever can rise with her. What if they can't? Could Caitlin's hero arc take an unexpected turn? The Commissioner's Cup isn't just a game for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, it's a moment that could define everything. Coming off her long-awaited return from injury, Clark re-enters the spotlight with expectations sky high. The stakes? The Fever, sitting as massive underdogs, are up against the Minnesota Lynx, one of the league's most disciplined teams, and this matchup could get ugly. The Lynx are known for suffocating defenses and exploiting teams that lack depth, which puts Indiana's weaknesses right in the crosshairs. Without a solid supporting cast, can Clark realistically carry this squad on her back against a team this polished? Here's where the pressure starts to mount. The Fever have invested everything into Clark, on the court, off the court, and in their future plans. Her performance doesn't just determine wins and losses, it sets the tone for the entire organization. But is it too much weight for one player? As incredible as Clark is, over-reliance can create its own setbacks. The sheer amount of minutes, attention, and decision-making she's asked to handle raises questions about potential burnout. Sure, she thrives under the spotlight, but every star has their limits. Let's not forget the Fever's front office hasn't exactly built a powerhouse around her. Last season, Indiana's coaching decisions had the fan base scratching their heads. This year, there've been a few bright spots, but overall the roster still looks raw. You've got a player who redefines the league's marketability, but instead of building a fortress around her, the team feels stuck in a slow rebuild. Are they wasting her prime? Colin Cowherd's right, it would be a disaster. Clark needs teammates who elevate her, not players who just fill gaps. Imagine the crowd when she takes the floor again. The cheers echoing, the atmosphere electric, everyone waiting for her to make that first three-pointer. It's lined up to be a make-or-break moment, not just for the Fever, but for Clark's legacy. If they win, it's a glimpse of what the future could be. If they lose, it leaves you wondering, how many times can a superstar carry something that feels so unfinished? Caitlin Clark isn't just a rising star anymore. She's the heartbeat of the WNBA right now. Her influence goes far beyond box scores, reshaping how people see the league and what it can become. But Clark's journey isn't just about her ability to light up a scoreboard. It's about inspiring a new era of basketball fans while carrying a franchise on her back. Whether the Fever rise to greatness or stumble, one thing is certain: the league has never been more exciting. So, will Clark's return flip the script? Keep watching, because the WNBA is changing, and Caitlin Clark is leading the charge.